Talking about your brother Sione, I got to
Yeah.
play with him at Southern Districts.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was playing number 8 when I was playing with
Yeah.
him, going back to his old days. I know you played number 8 originally as
Yeah.
well. He shifted to the wing, and you shifted in tight into the props.
Yeah.
The exact opposite direction as a Tongan number 8, mate. That's got to be hard. How did that end up happening?
Yeah. It was heartbreaking for me, old man. I think it's you know, every Tongan boy, Tongan kid growing up, you look at the history. You had Sekope Kepu, you had Wycliffe Palu, you had Daniel Manu, all played in the back row. Filifi Nau and yeah, Willie Ofangawe. I mean, to quietly mention the legend of he's got songs and everything written about him in Tongan.
Yeah.
But yeah, they paved the way, and so every Tongan boy's dream is to play number 8. And unfortunately, I ate too many meat pies and ended up in the front row. But my brother, yeah, he went to Japan and ended up on the wing. So, um, but yeah, that's how I ended up there. But I guess if I look back, I'm still playing because I believe that that was the right move for me, and I'm just grateful that I'm still playing. But yeah, at the time it was a bit. I was a bit, I don't know, I don't want to play front row. I don't want to play tight gritty
Yeah.
rugby. But here I am, and definitely loving it.
So essentially, we've got your brother Sione, we've got the Chiefs, and we've got the company 4 and 20 to thank for your career.
Yeah, exactly. Big boy.
A couple of people had a little bit of a role, right? Like, didn't Mike Cron and Steve Hansen stuff have a few calls and said, "Nah, you've got to be playing in the props"?
Yeah. I went away on a trial in 2005. Yes, it was 2000. And played in the number 8 position the first couple of trials for New Zealand under-19s, and did really well. And then obviously there was a few number 8s at the time. Before the last trial, Mike Cron sort of contacted me and said, "Look, really like the way you're playing, but we want to try you in that loose head prop." And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And at the time you just want to play, you want to make these teams. And he sort of stood me up, and then he sort of asked me to crouch into position, and he goes, "Oh yeah," like with no doubt, he just looked at my shape and said, "Oh,
You got it.
I think you'll make a good prop." And I was like, "That was it, eh?"
Did it take more than that to convince you?
Yeah, it was like, oh. So I went away with the 19s that year, New Zealand under 19s, the tournament in South Africa. Came back, and I was like, man, I still want to play number 8. So I decided, in going back to club rugby, to chuck on the World Cups, the Adidas World Cup boots, and I thought, I want to go back to number 8. So I played a handful of games, and I think Steve Hansen at the time sort of caught wind of it, and he rung our county's NPC coach at the time and said, "Tell that Sekope Kepu to get back to the front row." So that was the World Cup boots, and pretty much adopted the 8 sprig front row boot.
Yeah, nice.